I'm about to embark on a trip of a lifetime. I'm headed to Patagonia in the Llanos region of Chile. Hey guys, my name is Will from Going Awesome Places, and with this video, I want to share with you how I spent 10 days in Patagonia, and more specifically, Torres del Paine National Park. Part of the journey though is in getting here, so we're going to start all the way at the beginning. Depending on where you're from, there might be a couple hops you have to take. From Toronto, one option is go to JFK in New York first. Made it to JFK. Santiago, Chile next. Then comes the long 10-hour flight from New York to Santiago in Chile. The tricky part though is that if you're headed to Patagonia, it's that connecting flight down to either Puerto Natales or Punta Arenas. Well, I made it to Santiago, 2 legs done, 1 more to go. Because of tight connection times, I won't be able to make that flight to Puerto Natales, which would be a lot closer, but instead flying out to Punta Arenas, and once I land, taking a 5-hour land transfer straight into Torres del Paine National Park. With Sky Airline, there's sometimes also a stop in Puerto Montt, which is halfway down in the Lake District of Chile. Then it's the home stretch as you soar over Torres del Paine National Park and finally land in Punta Arenas. Guys, we finally made it to Punta Arenas, the last of the flights. It's not over yet though, with a long 5-hour bus transfer that includes a stop in the town of Puerto Natales as well. In total, it took me a day and a half to get to Torres del Paine, so it definitely ain't easy. There are a lot of different ways to do Patagonia. You can book it on your own or look for a company like Chile Nativo and jump on a tour like I'm on right now that's called Multisport. Chile Nativo is one of the adventure operators here, and they make it easy to see and do many of the main highlights in and around Torres del Paine National Park. For most of their trips, accommodations are at their Riverside camp, which is located just outside the Serrano gate at the southern end of the park. Riverside Camp is set up along the banks of the Serrano River and features these lotus tents that aren't quite clamping, but you won't be slumming it either, with their queen-size mattress, down duvet, water dispenser, basic furniture, and a ton of space, making it much more comfortable than regular camping. Good to know is that the bathrooms are shared and electricity comes from a generator, so it only operates at certain hours. The best part is the rustic dining lodge. This is where you'll come to hang out, charge your devices, and have meals with your fellow travelers, all of which are included in your package. Lunch is typically on the road, where they either make a bagged meal or there might be even a special meal. We have a full review of Riverside Camp on the blog, so make sure you check out the link in the description down below. Or we can do it a bit more luxe by staying at a property like Las Torres, which has accommodations, food, and activities all included. Hotel Las Torres is on the Las Torres Reserve, a private land that covers a significant portion of Torres del Paine, including the trail that leads up to the famous towers. Location simply can't be beat. Travelers stay here because they want to be close to the action, but also because they want a comfortable experience. From the outside, with its traditional design, to its interior, there's a classic and cozy lodge feel to Hotel Las Torres. Day or night, this is the kind of property where you're totally okay to be disconnected, because there are so many lounge spaces where views of the mountains are always right there. The rooms have a rustic design to them, featuring indigenous masts and lots of natural wood. They face either the mountainside or the Patagonian plains. If you opt for their all-inclusive package, you'll have full access to all of their full-day and half-day excursions. From their excursion center, simply book the ones that you're most interested in. Their unique location makes it incredibly easy to do horseback riding right at the base of the mountain range, summit Cerro Paine, or hike up to Mirador Las Torres, or what we call the base of the towers. The food is absolutely amazing, whether it's their breakfast, lunch, or dinner. If you can't make it back for lunch, they'll provide you with a bagged lunch. Then there's the bar, where their creative genius of using local ingredients, repurposed copper and glass, and overall presentation and style just can't be beat. We also have a full review of Hotel Las Torres, so make sure you read that on our site. However you do it, you're guaranteed to have an astonishing experience that you're going to remember forever. With my 10 days in Torres del Paine, I split the trip between experiences with Chile Nativo and Hotel Las Torres. Every trip is going to look a little bit different, but this gives you an idea of what it could look like, especially if you're not interested in doing the W Trek or O circuit. Well, I think my dry suit is mostly on. This is Lago Grey. For your first day, you'll be kayaking the famous Lago Grey. What you'll love about this excursion is that you'll get to feel the water beneath you in these sea kayaks and get up close to the icebergs. Refuel with a nice selection of sandwiches, snacks, and coffee before paddling downstream on Rio Grey. And today we're doing part of the French Valley, which is also part of the W Trek. You'll start the day by taking a ferry to Refugio Paine Grande, and from there, the hike begins. What you have to realize is that sites that you see with doing the W Trek can be done as individual day trips. French Valley is one of those. In our version, weather prevented us from getting up the valley, but we did a reopened horse trail where you'll see how the landscape was ravaged by fire in 2005 and 2011. We got as far as the bridge to the Italian campsite before turning around. The views of Los Cuenos and Paine Grande here are truly rewarding. Oh, and it's windy! Your third day is dedicated to the pumas. One of the popular routes to spot them is the Kayaking Trail. Learn about the indigenous that roam this area and see plenty of examples of the handiwork of the pumas. If you're lucky, you'll get to see an example of how pumas track their prey, the guanacos, but in our case, they were thwarted by their sentinel guards. Take a lunch break at Laguna Azul before heading back out. Our trackers got intel that there were pumas visible on the side of the road. We got there, and in the distance, requiring my super telephoto to reach, was a mom and two cubs snuggling under the afternoon sun. Going off the beaten path a little is the chance to hike an area that wasn't affected by the forest fires, and is an opportunity to hike up an actual summit that can only be done with certified guides. At the top of Cerro Ferrier, you'll get awesome panoramic views of Lago Grey and the western end of the Paine Massif. This can also be combined with a trail that follows Pingo River that takes you into Pingo Valley. You won't be going that far into it, but it shows you another side of Torres del Paine National Park. On your fifth day, you'll go just outside of the national park to a private property called Rupestre, Patagonia. They offer a 4-hour hiking trail that takes you through caverns with more examples of indigenous rock wall paintings, out to a cliff overlooking Lago Sofia, a favorite for the Andean condor, and ends with a scrumptious Patagonian barbecue lunch. Beyond Grey Glacier, there are more glaciers to explore. Two that are accessible by catamaran boat are Balmaceda and Serrano glaciers. Leaving from near Puerto Natales, the catamaran takes you through the Ultima Esperanza Fjord, where you'll pass by mountains, estancias, birds, seals, and waterfalls. The first glacier you'll see is Balmaceda, which looks like the ice is seemingly clinging onto the west side of the mountain. The next glacier is Serrano Glacier, and this one you'll get to actually get off the boat to see. The glacier descends steeply into a lagoon surrounded by pine trees. While on the map it might look like it's part of Torres del Paine, they're actually part of the neighboring and barely developed Bernardo O'Higgins National Park. On the way back, you'll visit an estancia for a delicious barbecue lunch. Speaking of glaciers, on your off day, take a cruise out on Lago Grey to see Grey Glacier up close. Shifting over to Hotel Las Torres, horseback riding is an integral part of the Torres del Paine experience, so spend the morning crossing rivers and traversing the Patagonian plains to get views of mountains and Lake Nordenskjöld with the skilled Baqueano, essentially Patagonian cowboys and pathfinders. Even as somebody that doesn't have a lot of experiences with horses, they make it safe, easy, and fun. You might even get to do a bit of a trot or pick up to a full gallop. Then in the afternoon, do the Hotel Las Torres Baqueano cultural experience, where you'll learn about what life is like, the customs around drinking mate, the stories and music, and working with horses. You'll also get to be a little bit hands-on as well. As a guest of Hotel Las Torres, you'll get exclusive access to summit Cerro Paine, where much of the trail is on the private reserve land. The full-day excursion combines horseback riding and hiking. Starting from the property, you'll be thankful for the horses who will be doing the hard work, but once you get near the tree line, you'll be doing the rest on your own 2 feet. The view from here is one that not many get to see. It allows you to enjoy the views of the granite towers from across the valley all the way through. I just left Hotel Las Torres. It's just past 4 o'clock right now, and attempting the base of Las Torres, base of the towers hike. It's gonna take me 8 hours, so here we go. Wish me luck. Last but not least is of course the hike to the base of the towers. To catch the sunrise and watch the unveiling of the golden glow, you need to leave Hotel Las Torres while it's still dark. It's not an easy hike, but watching the unfolding scene is priceless. What an incredible way to cap off 10 days in Torres del Paine National Park. Are you planning a trip to Patagonia and looking for a detailed itinerary with a day-by-day breakdown, plus travel guide that'll walk you through all the things we learned on our trip, including how much you should tip, common packing mistakes, and more? Make sure to check out our blog. The links are in the description. And as a bonus for getting this far in the video, there are special offers available to those planning trips to Patagonia, so make sure you check them out in the description down below.